Thank you all for coming and joining us. Now we'll request Reverend Jesse Jackson, Senior, the civil rights leader, and the man who has brought us all here together to please join us on the dais. Please give it up for the Reverend Jesse Jackson, Senior. Now I'll call upon Mrs. Santosh Kumar to give the opening remarks.
Good afternoon to all of you, and my very great respect to Reverend Jesse J. Jackson Sr. and all the leaders up here from Chicago, Washington, and all over the country, wherever they are from. And this is a very special or very needed moment here. We are all together to give a thank and salute to the President Biden and the Kamala Harris and all the efforts of Reverend Jesse J. Jackson and Danny K. Davis and Raja Krishmurthy for helping India. Because India is going through a very chaotic period because of the second mutation of the COVID-19. And we are trying to get the effort, the virus has to be contained right within the geography of India. If it not happen, then the whole world will be in a very difficult situation. So we want it has opened the 80 million vaccines, but it is not enough. We need more and more and more for the country who has a 1.4 billion population. So this effort should not be stopped here. We want to urge the President Biden and all the leaders of the world, they have to come together and help whatever resources they have to have the vaccine, medical equipments, and all kind of PPEs. We need all of that so that world can breathe again and again. So we need it right now, and the time is now to continue. Thank you.
Well, we would like to officially thank President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris for releasing 80 million doses of the vaccine overseas. Our plea today, all our Indian American community leaders who have come across the country, we have Mr. Achan from New Jersey, we have Mr. Parthiban Shanmugam from Atlanta, we have a big contingent from Reverend Jackson's home state, Illinois, 11 American Indian community leaders, the Washington DC contingent led by Mr. Sunil Singh and Mr. Sabu Patnaik, who are all household names. We are here in one voice, united for India. We are pleading with President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris to release 60 million of those doses to India immediately. India needs the vaccines right now. It's our duty to protect India. By protecting India, we protect the world. I would like to recall it was Dr. Bharat Barai, who's on his way here, who first brought it to the attention of Reverend Jesse Jackson on May 6th to have the the 60 million doses of AstraZeneca stockpiled in Baltimore to have the Biden administration to release it. Reverend Jackson got on the phone to President Biden, and the end result after the Atlanta press meet, which Reverend Jackson convened on Saturday, May 15th, on Monday, May 17th, President Biden announced that it's a great deed for India. On behalf of the people in India and Indian diaspora, we salute Reverend Jackson and the Biden administration for this great gesture. Now, I will request upon Mr. Neil Coate, the Executive Vice President of Indian American Business Coalition and CEO of Realize Services, to give his remarks. Mr. Neil Coate.
Good afternoon, everybody here. And Reverend Jackson, we really thank you for coming and supporting the cause for India. Today, India is at a fight like you had fought when you were young, Reverend Jackson, similar to slavery. I'm using the word in a very different way, but we need your passion in the same way that you fought with Dr. King. What has happened is today, India is a slave to this virus that has taken over, and many of the state governments today are completely dependent on antiviruses and medications such as remdesivir and the other medication. With your effort, we have come this far. President Biden has released the vaccines, and I believe all we are requesting more is India should get a lion's share of that, because we have unfortunately or fortunately 1.2 billion people. And that's a big number to counter and battle. We request companies such as Gilead to come forward and provide the medications to the state governments. And your effort has been phenomenal. I think this is a friendship that we carry with you under your leadership. And the world's oldest democracy and the largest democracy should be friends for a very stable world, because today we are all of us in this together. Nobody is separate. So thank you again for putting this efforts, Dr. Jackson, and we look forward to your support and help. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll request now Commissioner Vasavi Chakka, the Commissioner of Naperville Cities Commission in Naperville, Illinois, to give a brief remarks and give us the update of how Indian diaspora has helped India so far. Ms. Vasavi Chakka.
Thank you, Dr. Prabhakar. Greetings, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank Congressman Danny Davis taking this initiative on March 2nd, May 2nd, to bring COVID relief to Indian diaspora. So since then, a lot of Indian diaspora are doing all we can, and we can do more. So there are some of the very important organizations which are doing tremendous work for this COVID relief. Seva International USA has collected nearly $20 million and are shipping supplies to India regularly. Vishwa Hindu Parishad, the World Hindu Council, was one of the earliest to ship a plane load of equipment and supplies worth $1 million. APPI USA and its affiliate organizations have raised $4.5 million and shipped supplies to India. MAFS, Metropolitan Asian Family Services, Chicago, has set up India COVID relief funds. FIA Chicago is giving much needed services in paying for shipping costs for in-kind donations of equipment from hospital. Healthcare organizations and community organizations from across the country. Donations are also accepted by Indian Red Cross Society, New Delhi. We, the Indian diaspora, along with the people of Indian organizations, profusely thank the Congressman Danny Davis, who has started this initiative. Congressman Danny Davis was the first congressman in the country to rush to India's relief, and following the Reverend Jesse Jackson initiated the series of Zoom meetings, calls, and press meet to have Biden administration to facilitate releasing of 80 million vaccine doses overseas. I just want to add a couple of more things. These are the huge organizations who are doing tremendous work and seva, but there are a lot of small organizations also locally doing a lot of fundraising and sending equipments and oxygen concentrators and all these things. And I would request everyone to reach out to your congressman and urge to put a petition to President Biden to do this, not 60 million, but we need to have more vaccines released to India. Once Indian crisis is taken care of, that would help the rest of the world. From our hearts to yours, thank you, and God bless America.
Well, we'll next have Mr. Nag Jaswal, the president and founder of Happy Minds Foundation, to give his remarks. Mr. Nag Jaswal.
Thank you, Dr. Vijay. Reverend Jackson, thank you. Thank you to Danny Davis, and good afternoon, everyone. So the private Indian diaspora, over 4 to 5 million of us, have all got together and donated to Seva, as was mentioned. And we have been shipping. There are private organizations. Lindy has formed a global group, has supplied oxygen tankers, cryogenic tankers, and everything. But what's missing, and It's a great initiative that the leadership of America has come forward and said, okay, we will release, thanks to Mr. Danny Davis. But nothing has happened so far. We are requesting that action be done. There is a huge mental crisis that's going to come after this. You know, people are frustrated, they're anguishing, we don't have the raw material. And added to that, if vaccines don't reach, we are defeating India. Without the world's largest democracy will be defeated. So we request Biden administration to do not just the 60 million, but about $1 billion, right? So raw material, whatever kind you can, we need all of that. So all of us are praying for India. We thank the government for doing what they are, but more is needed, and I request more action to be taken. Thank you.
We now have Mr. S.V. Achan, the chairman of Safe Sea Group, New Jersey, and the regional chapter of Indian American Business Coalition, New Jersey. Mr. Achan.
Good afternoon. I think whatever the speaker has spoken, I want to add here that we should not forget that during the formative COVID-19, it was India who stepped in and supplied the vaccines and the rest of the stuff to the entire world. Otherwise, within a day or two, there will be a second wave, third wave, and fourth wave. Because of India, in fact, the world has been survived and saved today. So it's a time for the world to come and reciprocate what India has done. We always believe as India, as entire world is our kutum. So it's a time to reciprocate, and we are not asking any favor. In fact, India was the first to step in with all the vaccines, PPE, etc., to the entire world, across the world, without looking into the political or diplomatic relation as such. So we urge the entire world, including United States, because India has helped United States during the dire need. So it is a time for them to reciprocate, help us at this in the need of hour, and I'm sure India within next about 2 months will be back on track and will be there. And I think the world will need India at that time, to provide more vaccines and all. But today we need the entire world's help. So please come and help us at this moment, because this is the need of the hour. Thank you.
Now we'll have Mr. Sunil Shah, the founder president of Federation of Indian Associations, Chicago. Mr. Sunil Shah.
Thank you, Vijay Prabhakar. Good afternoon. Never before in the history of mankind, we have witnessed this unprecedented and amazing coming togetherness of individuals, of cities, states, countries to fight this battle, to eradicate COVID from the earth. And this compassion, this humanity coming is outpouring from several individuals, several organizations, and all like-minded people like you. And also I would like to commend all these media people also who are like the ambassadors of goodwill, spreading this message for this good cause. We can't thank enough American government and President Biden for whatever he has done, but the big credit goes to Reverend Jesse Jackson, who has emotionally appealed to the Biden, and that has resulted in this sending of these vaccines. So big credit goes to Reverend Jesse Jackson, and also would not undermine the efforts, the hurricane efforts made by our Indian government for doing this phenomenal job right now with such a huge population of 1.4 billion. Is not an easy task, but they have not left any stone unturned and doing a great job in alleviating right now the miseries of people in India. And also as a founder president of FIA Chicago, we also done a couple of fundraisers. We're having another big event raising funds on May 23rd, and all the funds would be going in the form of oxygen concentrators. We already have shipped out about 40 or so, and anything related that, the shipping, if anybody has anything related that, sending these concentrators, they can contact us. We are trying to get it shipped at no cost. So once again, thank you all for attending this, and raising this cause. Thank you.
Now we have the man who was, I would like to announce to the whole world that the man who was responsible for identifying the 60 million doses of AstraZeneca stockpiled in Baltimore and who brought it to the attention of Reverend Jesse Jackson in one of his first Zoom calls was none other than Dr. Bharat Brai, who is a very eminent oncologist from the state of Indiana, who has just flown in to join us at this event, and we'd like Dr. Bharat Brai to give his remarks.
Reverend Jackson, friends, we want to thank Reverend Jackson for initiating this process, calling President Biden, and trying to bring this issue to his attention, and hopefully that will result in transfer of these vaccines to India and to other countries that badly need it. I also want to thank so many congressmen, senators, and other public officials who have tried hard to support the cause. This is a humanitarian cause, and as New York Times pointed out in the article that was published just 2 days ago, this will be a very good investment of almost $25 billion. That's all it will take to provide vaccine to rest of the world, and it is minuscule in comparison to trillions of dollars that US government has spent trying to support the economy. So once again, I do want to thank Reverend Jackson, the US government, which has been very cooperative in trying to push this cause, and so many congressmen, senators, as well as public officials. I may add that Seva International, API, FIPA, and many other organizations have collected so many donations, especially oxygen concentrators for shipping to India. And those of you who are in a position to help, please do so. That will help the desperate people. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Dr. Brai. Now we'll have Mr. Ravi Pulli of the founder chair of the US-India Solidarity Mission of Washington, D.C.
Thank you, Doctor. And today is a red letter day for Indo-US relations. Thank you, President Biden and the administration for all your help. Whatever that 80 million vaccine that you are giving is not at all enough for India. As you know, India has more than 1 billion people, and we certainly need more support. And I want to thank Honorable Jackson and Mr. Davis for all your support to Indian American community, sir. We are all very thankful and grateful to you, and also to all the senators, congressmen who are extending their support to this humanitarian crisis in India, not only in India but all over the world. And I request those who have not extended their support, on behalf of all Indian American community and immigrants, I humbly request for your support to stand up immediately and help our country back home in India and also in the rest of the world. Because this problem is not just India's, as we had all gone through this, and we are now trying to come back to normal, but India now has got into the second wave, and there is also a caution for third wave, which is going to impact the kids, right? This is going to be really, really heartbreaking. And my request is also to all the leaders, organizations, individuals, please stand up. Now consider this as a world emergency. Whether you help one individual or 100, 1,000, million in your capacity, please let us extend the help. And action speaks louder than words, as we all know. And also, I want to thank once again for Dr. Vijay Bhaskar putting this together here, and Honorable Jackson and Mr. Davis. Thank you very much.
Now we have Mr. Sunil Singh, the National Chairman of the National Council of Asian Indian Organizations in America. Mr. Sunil Singh will deliver his remarks.
Honorable Mr. Jackson, Santosh Kumar ji, Vijay Bhai, Vijay Prabhakar ji, and all the leaders of Indian community all over the country. India is in dire need of vaccine now. We need it now or never. We cannot wait 1 week or 2 weeks or 5 weeks. We need it now. 3 months later, we might not need it. India handled the first COVID attack last year, and it's very well, better than any other country. And it helps all over the country, world. At least 80 countries we send the vaccine, including America. India has sent some medicines. So now India is in need. Entire world has to come forward to help India, and people are helping, and different countries are helping. I want to thank President Biden for helping India also. But we need more. We need more, and we need now. So please help us now. Again, I want to thank Reverend Jackson, Dr. Bharat Brai, I forgot, and a couple congressmen not here right now. Everybody to helping it to us. Now our organization, NCIA, it's not the big organization, but we did good job. So we just sent 310 oxygen concentrator to India last week. And our doctor here, he's Dr. Arul Beg is in a hospital, doctor in a hospital in Pennsylvania, near Baltimore. He helps us. His hospital donated 6 commercial ventilators, which is on the way to India, will be there in a couple of days, in my opinion. And we have already decided where it will go, which hospital it will go. So everybody is doing, I'm not saying nobody is doing it, everybody is doing whatever they can, and we are trying to do the best we can. Anybody you can help. I'm very happy to announce that I heard that India got some medicine now from last couple of days we are hearing. I don't know how much is true, but if the medicine comes, that might help too. So we need any help anybody can do now. And American administration, Kamala Harris, which is Indian origin, President Biden, they need to help it now. Us now, within a week, within 2 weeks, within a day, tomorrow. Thank you.
Now we'll have Mr. Parthiban Shanmugam, who is the General Secretary of the World Federation of Tamil Youth from Atlanta. Mr. Parthiban Shanmugam.
Reverend Jackson, the Indian diaspora and the people of India salute our dynamic community leader, Dr. Vijay Prabhakar, the global ambassador of Rainbow Push Coalition, for his relentless efforts to aid India during this COVID pandemic. Reverend Jesse Jackson, Congressman Danny K. Davis, and Congressman Raja Krishnamurthy, I wanted to say a very important thing. One of the significant outcome of the Atlanta summit on Reverend Jesse Jackson initiative to help India's COVID relief efforts held on Saturday, May 15th, has resulted in implementation of manufacturing portable low-cost ventilators in India, courtesy of Georgia Tech inventor Dr. Devesh Ranjan, sharing Georgia Tech patents free of cost with the technical support to government of Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu. Talks have been initiated by our Rainbow Push Coalition Global Ambassador Dr. Vijay Prabhakar and the Indian American Business Coalition Chief Neil Cote between Georgia Tech, Atlanta, and the government of Tamil Nadu and Maharashtra respectively. This indigenous production of low-cost ventilators, which are critically needed in India, it is a most welcome step. We request others in America to similarly share technology with India, which can elevate India's COVID relief efforts. Thank you, Reverend Jackson. Thank you, President Biden, and thank you, Vice President Kamala Harris.
Now we'll have the Reverend Jesse Jackson address us.
I want to express my sincere thanks being a part of this human family today. This is not an epidemic, it's a pandemic. The whole world is involved in this. I thank President Biden for taking leadership in the world community. He deserves support. He is out front on this. But Europe has benefits for Indians, genius as well. China, the whole world must stop this thing in India before it spreads around the rest of the world. I express our thanks to brother and sisters who've come here from Chicago and around the country. We've had a press conference in Chicago, Atlanta, now in Washington. We're going to the White House, we're going to Congress, we're going to New York, the UN. You know, we should raise $100 million, private monies alone. That should be our goal. We're hoping to rally the Indian community and the allies to support this great cause. More vaccinations, more resources, distance of work, mass social distancing has helped America bring it down. But this cannot be isolated, and it must not be just an American story, it must be the world story. In the second most popular country in the world, biggest democracy in the world, that's on the rise. For 1,000 people have been infected, 4,000 dead, 25 million infected. And all of our neighbors, they're allies. This disease is airborne. If it does not stop in India, Pakistan is next. It does not understand artificial political boundaries. So I want to express my thanks to all of you who are here today. Everybody can raise their hand and be a part of this. We need hospitals to get involved. We need respirators, sources of oxygen and medicines, and need it right now. Last year when we had the fear of Ebola coming out of Africa, President Obama moved rather quickly. The Corps of Engineers into Liberia. We need the Corps of Engineers in India because of structural deficits. India and Brazil need our help in a big way. President Biden is putting 80 million doses of this virus, of this medicine available. 3/4 should go to India right now. I want to express my thanks again to all of you who are present, and we will not stop until we defeat this virus. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Reverend Jackson. Reverend Jackson, we want you to carry this plea to President Biden personally to tell him to release the 60 million doses of vaccine immediately to India. And we thank you for your efforts so far, and to continue to talk with Dr. Fauci, like you promised, to the CEOs of the pharmaceutical company and Gilead Sciences, so that the antiviral doses of remdesivir can be released to India too, Reverend Jackson. Any questions from the media for Reverend Jackson? Yes.
Has the Reverend had any conversations with the White House, and if so, what has the response been like?
We've had conversations with the White House, and they're very involved, obviously. We need more help from the White House. I suggest the Corps of Engineers. Hollywood, we need a major global telethon to raise awareness and to raise money. Artists can do something big. The artistic community gets involved in causes. We need the global telethon, so we can put that together. But we also need Europe must be involved. Indians are substantial citizens in Paris and in London and around the European world. So the whole world must come to India's rescue now. Thank you.
Yes, go ahead.
Sir, are you going to make a personal call to the White House or to President or Vice President as far as this crisis going on in India, as far as U.S.-India relations are concerned?
We've done it already. I also Kamala Harris, her mother's an Indian, so this is blood ties. It's a family affair.
Any other questions? Right. Thank you. Now we will request Reverend Jackson to release a special book brought out by a writer in Madhya Pradesh, which is COVID India 19 Hero, and we'll request Dr. Bharat Barai to receive the first copy of the book. Give it all. Ms. Indrani Davalkuri will be presenting the book to those on the dais. Could you go to the center of the stage, please? Bruce, could you come? Mrs. Kumar, could you please stand next to Dr. Barai? Display the book. Right, thank you. We have also the representative of the American Association of Hotel Owners Association here, Mr. Sanjay Patel, who would like to say a few words and thank the Reverend Jackson and Rainbow Push Coalition.
Thank you, Reverend Jackson. Thank you, everyone that is here today. I want to thank Indo-U.S. relationship. I want to thank President Biden, Vice President Kamala Harris for supporting this 60 million COVID vaccination to India. Please, I urge them, there's an urgency. My father, mother still is in India. They've been vaccinated, but there's many people that need vaccination. So I urge this administration to help us, and I want to thank from Asian American Hotel Owners Association for giving me this chance to plead to the administration to please give us urgent many vaccines as possible to save our brothers and sisters in our motherland. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. As Reverend Jesse Jackson has to leave for the next engagement, we'll have a quick group photograph. We'll request somebody to move the podium out of the way. Or get somebody from the hotel. Or we'll stand with the podium. We'll just, please all come close. Shri, please. And all the members of the media too, please come, Mr. Kitirbai. Sure.
So the whole world. The whole world.
Yes.
India.
Yes.
India. The whole world must respond. India. India's helped the whole world to fight for democracy in the world. Dr. King said Jesus was his source of inspiration. Gandhi, his tactics. Our civil rights movement indebted to India. To son Gandhi. Let's rally. We'll win this battle. We'll win this battle. Win this battle. We'll keep hope alive.
Let's keep hope alive. We thank Reverend Jesse Jackson and thank you all for coming and joining us. Thank you so much. Thank you. Both the congressmen said they'll be coming a little shortly, so those who would like to wait to meet them can. Otherwise, the conference is over.
We are going to be announcing a $20 billion initiative to basically share vaccines with the rest of the world.
Wow.
Of course, India, but the rest of the world. We want to vaccinate 60% of the population of India and all other of the low and middle income countries in the world to make sure that not only do they get vaccinated, but that we protect ourselves. It's not only the morally right thing to do, it's the thing to do out of compassion and love and humanity. It's the smart thing to do. Because within 1 year, if we don't vaccinate the rest of the world, then we ourselves will be at risk. Because our vaccines will not be able to withstand the variants that exist. So this is the smart thing to do for the American people. And I'm going to be pushing this hard. I'm going to be pushing this in the House, the Senate, and with the President of the United States. And I'm so glad that all of you are joining in this effort as people of Indian origin, but as Americans. Am I right about that?
Yes.
As Americans and friends of India and friends of the entire worldwide community, we want everyone to be well. No more COVID.
No more
COVID. COVID. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Dr. Prabhakar.
Think of it, in last year and a half, we have spent or authorized $6 trillion for this epidemic. It will cost only $25 billion to vaccinate the rest of the world. Vaccinating is the most cost-effective way of combating this pandemic, and the sooner we move, United States has already vaccinated most of the people, and it's continuing. Now, if we vaccinate the rest of the world, this pandemic can come to an end in a very cost-effective way. So it's a morally right, it's financially right, And if you look at it, it will be a great grace to rest of the world. So I strongly support what Raja has proposed. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I hope it will help, and India should help first, in my opinion, because now we are in dire need of it. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
And this is going to be a big help for our country, which is right now in a big crisis. So, and would like to thank everyone to be here and raise the voice and get the, as what Raja mentioned, get the COVID eradicate from our country. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, give a round of applause to Raja Krishnamurthy. He doesn't belong to Illinois, belongs to all over the country. My dear friend, thank you for doing what you have been doing for our motherland. I want to thank Dr. Vijay Prabhakar and his team for having this outstanding unity in Indian community. United we stand, divided we fall. We will be able to overcome. There will be no more COVID. I agree with 100% of that. So with this, no more COVID. No more COVID.
No bid.
No bid. No bid. Thank you.
So please help India. Please reciprocate India. I said India should not be backing at this stage. The friends like United States should come voluntarily and help India. Thank you all.
Congressman Raja, thank you so much for all your efforts that you do, continuously fighting for India. And this is one of those times that we need action and at the fastest pace, because later it's of no use. Justice delayed is justice dead. So we request you, whatever efforts you have done in getting those 60 million vaccines released, let's hope that those 60 million reach India as a priority basis, because if it doesn't get stopped in India, those viruses is going to come back to other parts of the world. Also, we would request, vaccines are not the only thing, but medications like remdesivir are of very essence, because people, once they are out of the oxygen concentrators, the next thing is medication. So vaccines alone would not help.
Taking care of patients and loved ones dying every day, it's been a journey the last 2-3 years for us healthcare workers, and I think the bill that you just announced is going to be great. That's my motherland, that's where I was born, and we're trying our best. We've donated 6 ventilators through our organization with the NCIA, Sunil Singh ji and Dada Panikia have helped us with that. So I think this will be great, and any help that India can get. India is burning still. I know it's down by about 40%, but staying in the front line, I think this will be a great effort for us. Thank you so much for everything.
And I'm also standing next to one of our members with our Asian Hotel American Association. Our Congressman Raja has been a supporter for our hotel causes for many, many years, and I want to thank you, sir, for always standing by us. And again, this is another cause that I'm here to support, and I'm hoping that this administration, along with the Congress, can give us the relief that our motherland needs to get this vaccination, because I believe this disease is not just for the United States. This disease is a global pandemic, and if we do not terminate this pandemic all around the world, it will come back to the United States. So we need all the help we can. Like I said, $25 billion is going to be a pennies versus what we have spent in trillions with this pandemic. So let's kill this virus all over the world. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your support, for all the relief with the COVID, for the hotels, the restaurants that you have given us for the last 14, 18 months. And I want to make sure everyone in Congress hears that hoteliers are appreciating it as we have survived. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.